Hey, welcome to Life Beyond Board Games, where board gamers just like you share stories, challenges, and secrets outside board gaming. We hopefully will make you feel good, laugh, cringe, cry, or fall asleep. I'm Stella from Maple University.
And I'm Candice from Board Game Geek.
I'm Eric from What's Eric Playing?
And I'm Melissa.
And today's fun fact is Parker Brothers prints 30 times more Monopoly money every year than the United States prints real money, as of the article that was written on Google, whatever date that is.
Welcome to episode 1. We're going to talk about From Novice to Fanatic. How did we get into board games? And this podcast is brought to you by our own pocket money, until we have sponsors.
Mostly Stella's pocket money, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm your sugar mummy, right?
Thanks, Stella.
Thanks, Stella.
You're welcome. And if you do enjoy it, please follow us and leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts and rate us on Spotify so we make more podcasts. If you don't, please message me privately.
So today we're talking about sort of how we got into board games and how we got passionate about board games.
So I got into the hobby in 2018, and it was like at a time where I was kind of taking a hiatus from playing in my band, Zookeeper's Palace, and board games kind of fell on my plate to become something very therapeutic, and I went deep. So it started with just like some curiosity about Mysterium, and then I had to like look on YouTube to see exactly how it worked. But then I started like noticing all these other games on YouTube, and I just became obsessed and just started buying games, inviting friends over, then realizing, hey, I should probably find people that are like as into this as I am, so I don't have to like bug my friends who are more casual gamers. And from there, I started going to like local conventions, making more friends who are really passionate about board games as well. And 4.5 years later, I'm working full time in the board game industry.
That is amazing. I mean, from band to board games, like that's a two different world. How did that happen?
Yeah, so I've always loved games. You know, I would have game nights. I just didn't even know that the world of modern board games existed. Otherwise, I probably would have been into these games like way longer ago. But I think for me, like, music is a big passion of mine, and it's like used to be my primary creative outlet, and I'm just so fascinated now by all these different games that have different themes and different mechanisms, and just meeting so many cool people that are like in this hobby as well. So I honestly, I think it's just something I've grown up with and enjoy. And the fact that I took a break from playing music gave me space to really dive deep.
Can we talk about the band, though? I want to know more about Zookeeper's Palace.
Okay, so I called our sound tribal space rock because it's kind of like proggy but groovy. And we have like, spacey guitars and keyboards, lots of percussion. Like I play drum set. My partner, Matt, who is, or was the front man, he's also a drummer. So he would be playing djembe and other percussion. Then we had a dedicated percussionist. So it's like very, I would say a bit of a unique sound, but, and kind of like, depending on what you listen to, you might hear different influences. But yeah, I've been playing in bands for years and years. And I think I just like had this whole somewhat like identity crisis. Like, have I always wanted to do this? Or has this just been something that I've done that people are like, oh, that's cool. You play in a rock band. You play drums in a rock band, And I don't know if I was like riding that kind of like high. But what I feel like happened with music was that think about like something like mac and cheese. If you love mac and cheese,
All right.
and you just like eat so much of it that you kind of like make yourself sick, I feel like that's what happened with music. Like I was so hooked on it, and it was like everything to me. And I think it just like kind of built up.
Yep.
And then I had to have this year of like being like, who am I? Where am I? And at the same time, I'm like, ooh, look at these board games, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Ooh, shiny.
So yeah, it's kind of an interesting transition. And now I have designed a board game that's music related, which I'm stoked about because I'm kind of fusing the two hobbies. But that's kind of like my backstory of how I got into
It's
things.
very cool.
Very cool. Tribal space rock. It sounds like something that I would listen to. And I think it's for a lot of people as well. When you get into board game, you don't know that board game worlds existed until you actually join. Now, like, oh my god, what is this? This is what I've been missing in my life. What? Why I haven't found it 10 years ago? But it's the right time potentially.
Totally agree. And that's what I feel like I've been just like making up for lost time, like where I'm like, I want to play everything right now. And now I have so many games that I'm like, I don't know if I can ever play all of these in my lifetime.
And that's the other thing as well, right? I mean, I might as well just share mine now that I'm already talking. I started off in 2016. I was planning my trip to America, and that took a lot of planning. And I went there with my best friend. And at that time, Tarrant, my husband now, is not with me. So I don't know Tarrant yet. So after planning, it left a little bit of hole in my time. So I don't know what to do. And to be honest, it kind of like left a little bit of loneliness as well. I felt a bit lonely. I don't have a lot of friends. At the time I separated from my ex-husband. So I was trying to find friends. I was trying to cheer me up. I was try to find that void. What am I going to do? So I started going to a random board game meetup. After that, I got hooked. Like Candice, I never just dip in my toe. I always just jump full in. I'm an omni gamer and I love what it offers, how I can connect to people. And eventually I met Tarrant and dropped off all the, Tinder at the time. So I was like, it was accident. I wasn't trying to find a partner, but then I find partner as well in the board game space. So here I am. I'm a fanatic.
I can relate a lot to your story, Stella. First of all, board games I feel like it's been a part of my world since I was a teenager, because I remember, on weekends, my friends and I would hang out, and when there was a birthday, we'd celebrate together. But then I just remember playing Mafia and other kinds of, Monopoly, games like that. So I've been playing board games, I guess, from a child. As a teenager, I actually played a lot of video games. So I played a lot of like Resident Evil and Dino Crisis. I don't know if you guys have ever played those games. And maybe it's just like a natural transition from university days onwards, which was a long time ago. But I just found myself gravitating towards people that had, I guess, a little bit more nerdy interests. I think I've been into it more, like playing it more socially and meeting new people in public board game events since maybe 10 years ago. And I remember I was trying to make friends because after university, it's harder to make friends, right? Once you start like a full-time job and things like that. So I thought, okay, what am I passionate about? I've always loved board games. So I went to I can't remember, it was so long ago, but like a social board game meetup. And that's when I was really introduced to it. The first game I played, I remember it was Pandemic. And yeah, it wasn't the smoothest board game experience actually, because so some of you, I've already told this story too, but I had a lady at my table, and because I told her, I'm really new to this game, I'm not sure how to play it, and it's a cooperative game, but she ended up kind of making all of my decisions for me. So I came away from that experience like, I don't know what I've learned, I don't know what my experience has been, because she kind of moved all my pieces, and I just went along with whatever she said, because I just wanted to make the move that was for the best interest of the team, right? Because I wanted the team to accomplish the goal. I think I went back another time and I sat on a different table. So the next time, things did move up and get better from there. I was able to play, I think, Ticket to Ride and make my own decisions. And from then on, it got better and better. It was only in the last couple of years I got to meet Stella from her. We both live in Melbourne, so I was able to meet Stella, and we just somehow developed a natural rapport. We started talking to each other about all sorts of things, board games and beyond. And so I've been attending social events since since about 10 years ago and getting to board
Yeah,
games.
it's lovely.
That's so cool, Melissa. It's funny. Your pandemic story reminds me of like my first meetup where I was still playing games like later games like Splendor and King of Tokyo, and I went to a meetup and I was introduced to Magic Maze, which kind of like went over my head a little, and then after that, I got invited to play Great Western Trail. And so I did it. I was like, like this sounds cool. This looks cool. I had no idea how like heavy that game was. I probably got the lowest score in history because I had no idea what was happening. But I was so intrigued and I went home and bought it and my brain was like tingling.
Now
I
it's
wish
one of
I
your
had an
favorites.
alpha player. Yeah, it is one of my favorite games now.
I was gonna say, I was like, Great Western Trail and Magic Maze are pretty much the same game, right?
Yeah, the same
Totally.
same complexity level. Yeah.
I can relate to that as well with the pandemic. It's really a game that, okay, I don't know what to do, so I can join it. But hey, if you don't want to do anything, then join that game. But if there's alpha players, so that's the type of cooperative game that kind of like allows that. We can talk about that in another episode. But that is a very valid point. Alpha player, Eric.
Oh yeah. So what I was gonna say was my getting into board games thing. So I've technically been playing them my whole life. My family was a big like Life, Clue, careers kind of family. My dad still insists that we didn't play a lot of board games growing up, to which I ask him, then where the hell did we get Pit? Like, imagine me, a child of sweet 6 years old, engaging in high stakes commodity trading. I was like, yeah, sure, I didn't understand how to play Pit, I just liked the bell. But I really got into it for serious when I got to college, so a lot of people were playing Catan and Bang, and so we started playing a lot more Catan and Bang, and we played mostly. And then so we got really into Catan and Bang. I almost said Baton and Kang. But after...
Same difference.
Yeah, basically the same games. When we finished up college, we started going on Reddit and picking out more and more games to get. So we got like Seven Wonders, we got Pandemic. We sort of followed that traditional trajectory of how do you get into this. We got Masquerade, we got Citadels, which I kind of hate.
Wait, Eric, so you didn't go from Splendor to Magic Maze to Great Western Trail?
No, I actually still haven't played Great Western Trail. I stopped at Magic Maze.
Unconventional.
I like Magic Maze. Why would I need to go to Great Western Trail? Magic Maze is right there.
Oh my gosh.
I get to rob a fantasy mall on my time.
They're magic cows in Great Western Trail.
Yeah, so we basically been doing that ever since. So the complexity, not the complexity per se, but the amount of games in our collective library has increased, but we've been playing kind of the same sort of thing. So I tend towards your more casual friendly games because I have a lot of different game groups that I bring games to, and I can still remember the sweet look of someone's eyes glazing over when you like break out a 40-page rule book and you're like, I swear to God, this is fun. Like, it is literally every TikTok or Instagram reel you've seen making fun of board game people for being like, I swear to God, this is fun, as they unload like a Tupperware from their truck.
Well, you all don't have a Tarrant. I have a Tarrant that reads all the rule book for me and then teaches me.
Oh,
Oh, that's fantastic.
I used to have a guy like that, then he went and got married.
Oh,
And I was
How
like,
dare
Jonathan,
he?
I was like, Jonathan, no, I know you love your wife, but you're the only person in our group who's good at teaching board games.
Oh no, horrible.
It was rough. For a while.
Well, I can lend you Tarrant if you want.
I'll take them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I have a lot of like good rules lawyer friends that I game with. And I'm sometimes like, can I just like buy you lunch and you teach me all these games in my queue to like check out?
Yeah, that's true. I have a friend like that too. I sometimes invite that person and then give him food and prepare him for the games you want to play that day. And then he'll teach. I mean, there's so much parents' brain can do, right? So that really helps.
Sorry, I was going to jump in and say some people are really good at explaining the rules of a game. So I have a couple of friends that are very good. So we just give them that responsibility. And sometimes we watch, videos online, but sometimes we find that you have to watch it again and again. I don't know. There's no replacement for the real life person in front of you explaining.
Totally agree. I actually like learning games, and I'm getting better over the years at teaching them. And that's a whole nother episode we could have, is talking about like how people learn games differently and how people teach games, like, and what's helpful and everything. But the way I like to do it is like I'll like read the rule book, watch a video, and then read a rule book. And sometimes it like even if somebody teaches me a game, I have to then go back and read the rules after, because sometimes I just like don't pick up on everything.
Well, I'm a more visual person. This is how we started Maple University YouTube channel, right? Taryn is good at explaining. I want to record him so that he can explain back to us a few months later down the track when we forget the rules, and we can just watch him. And I know that people learning and teaching games differently. I'm going to plug in there as well. Just a little bit. We've got a video coming about teaching board games. It took me like 2 weeks to edit. That's it.
Only 2 weeks? Just kidding. Keep up the good work, girl. Keep up the good work.
Amazing.
Well, so do you. Like you work from Board Game Geek. I mean, the Board Game Geek. You would have access to people who can basically, the game root. Like there's a law of roots, so a law of board games or something like that. Like all the brilliant minds.
Yeah, I was telling Melissa before the episode that Candice actually writes all of the entries for the games on Board Game Geek. So every time you see a new
That's
game, that was
incredible.
Candice.
Yep,
just
I'm
going
doing
in.
it right now. I'm adding games as we speak.
Yep.
And a great multitasker as well.
That's what I was thinking.
Just typing up for Catan 2, the sequel to Catan, launching in 2026.
I'm like rating. I'm adding my own game, rating it 0, even though it's not out.
That's humble though.
JK.
It keeps you humble.
JK. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stay humble.
What is that game that you are talking about? You're designing a game about music.
Yes, it's called Rivals of Rock, and it will be on crowdfunding at some point in 2025. Art is coming along a little bit slowly, but yeah, in the game, everybody is building up their own rock band and kind of developing your skills, and it's ultimately to play gigs at venues and against other players, bands. And I think it's fun. It's really competitive, probably like a little over medium in terms of complexity. Melissa, I don't know if you would like the number. I want to say I'm going to call it a 3 I'm going to give it a 3.2.
That's okay. I think I enjoy Arkham Horror. And do you know, if you were to guess, would you know what the complexity level?
Ooh.
Arkham Horror, the card game or the board game?
The board game.
4?
Oh. No.
12.
Let me...
I'm just here to say numbers, folks.
3.25.
It is 3.58.
Wow, that's
Kinda
Great
close.
Western Trail complexity about.
Yeah, so that is probably the most complex I'll go, and that took me a couple of two weekends to complete, but I really like that.
Cool.
I can't wait. So share more when you have more information. Like what are the mechanics? That's probably something that Melissa wants to know as well.
Yes.
Well, it's actually funny because I was no surprise after hearing the Great Western Trail story, but I was very that's kind of the game that made me very curious to be like, I want to design a game. And so initially it was going to be like a deck building area control kind of thing, or area majority. And at some point after 2 years working on it, developing, designing, remaking it and everything, I had to kind of kill my baby. And I was like, well, what happens if I make a worker placement game that has an 18xx stock market? With 18xx stock market, for people who don't know, it's instead of just going up or down, you can go left, right, up, and down, and it's wild. So I tried doing something like that. Spoiler alert, it did not work. But the core mechanism is worker placement. There's a little bit of market manipulation, and you could say it's deck building, but it's different because you're building up your like kind of band's catalog of songs, and your songs are cards. So you're gradually writing more and more songs that you're performing at these venues. But yeah, thanks for your interest, and I will definitely keep you posted when I have more updates.
We'll talk more about this in the later episodes.
Yeah, so that's going to be a wrap on our first episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope we made your drive, your house chores, your routines, those podcasts you listen to in the shower for some reason, a little bit more enjoyable. Once again, if you'd enjoyed it, would mean a lot to us if you could follow and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just shout out the window about how much you enjoy the podcast to random passerby. They're probably listening to a podcast too. And we'll catch you in episode 2. Thanks again.